Hi friends, Serena B here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Today I want to share with you these really adorable junk journals I created for my Patreon for the month of April 2020. I wanted to do a little flip through of what each album looks like. I do have a tutorial on how to create these if you'd like to make some for yourself. I created this one in the video and I'll link it in this video as well. I think this was the first one I made. So for these journals, I used envelopes. Again, I'll have the video tutorial so you guys can check it out. But the thing I did differently with the first three is that I just left them as they were, white. I made the covers. So instead of using scrapbook paper, I used dyed avocado paper. And I just love how it turned out, and it's pink and it's so cute. It goes really nicely with this whole collection. Okay, so this you can see a little bit better. And so I adhered the avocado paper directly to the envelope, and then I added this napkin here. I Mod Podged it down, added some antique music note paper, some embossed paper, and I embellished with these florals that I have in my stash and some of this beautiful embossed and foiled wrapping paper that I have. So let's look into the first journal. So I made a side-loading pocket. And in here I have a little embellishment that I created with the scraps when creating these albums. And I used antique piano paper. This is from 1901, and this one has the whole pattern in the front, and I thought this would be fun to kind of do like a title page or some journaling, or they can just add a photo directly on top to hide those holes, maybe make the paper a little bit stronger. And I used this paper is from Maggie Holmes' Chasing Dreams. It's one of my favorites. I bought a whole pack of 25 sheets. I have some vintage dictionary paper. This is from All Heart. And then I created these little coin envelope pockets with that wrapping paper. And then I made some embellishments and decorated the inside tags. I just clipped it onto this page here that I got from my friend Mary Chris in some Happy Mail. It's vintage braille paper and I'm just obsessed with it. So 2 of the journals have vintage braille and 2 of the journals have the antique music note paper. I switched them up a little. I left it pretty blank so that they can decorate it as much as they like. All journals have a pocket here with that vintage paper, and I added some white lace. And then I made embellishments again using scraps. And it tucks like that. And then all of the journals have a little lace tuck spot here. And I altered a guest check, so all of the journals have a little altered piece of guest check. And the back has lines they can journal on or cover with a photo. And all of them have a decorative page where I added some scraps. I didn't want to decorate the journals too much because I want to give the recipient some creative freedom with it and let them decorate it as much as they like in the way they want to. So I just did one page like that. And the back of some of the piano paper have these red marks going through them. So I saved it for the back of the journal. And then I created another little side loading pocket here. So that's the first journal. Now let's get to the second one. So this is a journal we created in the tutorial together. So let me just flip through it. So we have a file folder type pocket that we created. This is another embellished tag that I created with the scraps, and I added some of that avocado dyed paper in the back to have some space for journaling. Again, some of that antique piano paper. And then in this one I made the cluster here and decorated this page. And I used Sunny Days in this album. Another coin pocket that I made with that wrapping paper, and this is how I decorated this tag with the scraps. Another lace tuck spot, and this is how the guest check looks, how I decorated this one. So there are 6 pages, so 12 pages in all. I used 3 pattern paper and 3 vintage antique papers. Here's the little lace tuck spot for this journal and this embellishment, one of my favorites. And then that's the back pocket. So that's the second journal. And this one here, the difference is that I actually used the avocado dyed envelopes. I didn't cover it up with paper. I dyed the envelope beforehand. But for the other 3, I didn't do that. I actually covered the top of the envelope with the dyed paper. because I had made them before I dyed this paper. So this is the third one. Really like these, and I left these sort of spots here because I thought this would be fun, kind of like a book plate. You can add stickers or write out the title of their journal when they're done and however they want to use it. So this has a beautiful floral here. Again, the same elements on the cover. This one has another side loading pocket, and this is the tag that I created. It says ourself. And the back has out of pocket, and it's a French and English dictionary from the 1970s, I think. And then we have again that piano paper. This paper is from Sunny Days, and this is the lace tuck spot. This tag is one of my favorites. I added a little puffy sticker from Chasing Dreams, and I added some of that vintage wallpaper as well. I love how this one looks here in that pocket. This one I made the pocket differently. I made it into a little envelope, and this is how I decorated the little card that goes inside. And this is the decorative page I made with the scraps. And then here is that little tuck spot. This is how I decorated this part of the guest check for this journal. And then you can see the holes I left for the back side of the journal. And there's another side loading pocket. And the last one looks like this. Little cute daisy. This one's a little bit differently. I made the pocket on the side of the envelope. So I punched these little notches so you can pull it out. And I have some white linen cardstock tucked inside the pockets. And I also made this little embellishment here of the different scraps from the collection. This one you have the dots and the red line. Look at that beautiful texture. I dry my avocado dyed papers naturally. I don't put them in the oven, and I lay them on top of plastic bags, like garbage bags. And the paper, when drying, picked up the wrinkles of the garbage bag, and it created the most beautiful texture and patterns on them, and they're just all unique and gorgeous. And I still have a lot of dye left, so I can make more avocado dyed papers. So here is the other little coin envelope pocket. This is how I decorated that tag. Here is that other lace tuck spot, and this is how I decorated this guest check. I used some of that vintage wallpaper that I have. And then here is the little decorated page cluster that I created up here. Hope you can see that okay. And then here is the other little tuck spot, and this is that altered card, again using that wallpaper. That tucks there. And that's it. And again, the back, I punched a little notch and have some more linen cardstock in there. So these are all of my envelope pocket journals. I hope you enjoyed this flip through. I think they are gorgeous. I love how they all, thinking of in the back, stamping out Crafty Rebels Gang, and maybe adding one of these embellishments and just stamping out Crafty Rebels Gang so that I can like create a little name tag for the journals. I think that would be really, really cute. So that's the last thing I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna package them up really nicely, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do that. So I have these cellophane iridescent bags. So let me just grab a journal and show you how I plan to decorate them. So I'm gonna take a piece of hot pink tulle and wrap it around the journal and just make a little knot. And then this is where I can tuck in some extra little goodies for the inside of their journals. Like so. And then I'm just gonna add them inside this pretty bag. And I might go in and add some crinkle paper and then just tie the top again with the same tulle. So I'll link the tutorial for how to create these journals in this video if you'd like to make some for yourself. I can't wait to make some more envelope pocket junk journals, and I think the next theme I'm gonna make is Halloween. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more from me, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!